Testing. 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 Bueno, 2, 3. Desbarando 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Justin Prince. Alongside me is Chris Croucher. And welcome to today's game in progress. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Once again, I'm Justin Prince. Alongside me is Chris Croucher. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing quite well, Justin. Glad to be here for another season of NBL basketball.
Yes, that is great, as right now we have just started off here as we're 11 minutes into the first quarter of today's preseason action between the London Lightning and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans here at Budweiser Gardens, as right now it is 3-2 Titans to start things off. Of course, there's a lot of new faces on both sides as Blazik hits it for 3. Blaze Blazik, yes, hits the 3. How do you feel about the London Lightning coming into this season with a lot of new players, including a key one, number 30, Royce White?
Well, they're a very intriguing team right now because they, of course, they're missing guys like Stephen Maxwell and some of the guys who made them such a success last season, but of course they replaced them with some guys with some excellent pedigree in Royce White and Junior Cadogan, two guys who are very high-level international players. I mean, Royce White was a first-round pick in the NBA. He's going to take a bit. He's looked a little bit rusty. He hasn't played that much basketball in the past couple of years, so it's going to take him a bit. But I think you'll see in this game he's capable of some plays that not a lot of NBL Canada bigs are capable of making, mostly with his passing. You know, a lot of big guys in the NBL, they'll kind of be a black hole when they're in the key where you give them the ball and it never comes out. Royce White's not like that. He's one of the best passing big men that I think the league's ever seen. And it'll be interesting to see his transition from, again, taking a break from basketball to coming here to London and playing the pro game against some very good professional players on the Titans.
I definitely agree. He is definitely a player to watch. First overall round pick, of the Houston Rockets a few years back. Has not played professional since 2014 as the Lightning go down the floor. And it's put up and in by Garrett Williamson from St. Joseph's, as that will make it now 7-4. As now the Titans rush down. Rebound by White. And he'll try and go right by number 9 in Tamar Sutherland. White sets it up onto the top for three, and that is Julian Boyd, and he'll hit the shot.
Julian Boyd's an interesting guy for the London Lightning. He's going to remind some fans of Marvin Phillips. They're both that super muscular power forward, about the same height, same weight as well. And they both like to play that inside and outside game where they can be those big guys in the middle, grab those rebounds, but they can also step behind the three-point line and make a couple shots.
And just like that, just as you were speaking there, Orlando Coleman will put it up and in on the layup as the Titans take a 2-point lead early on here, approaching 3 minutes into the first quarter. As if you haven't noticed here, your starting lineups for the Lightning is Junior Cadogan, along with Garrett Williamson, Royce White, Julian Boyd, and Ryan Anderson. As there's a layup up and in by Blazic. He's starting for the Titans along with Tamar Sutherland, as well as Orlando Coleman, Cavell Johnson, who I know you have a lot to say, and A.J. Davis.
Well, Cavell Johnson, of course, NBL fans, he's not new to you. He, of course, was one of the most accomplished players in the NBL, and he was a 2013-14 Defensive Player of the Year. In that same year, he was a second-team All-Star, and he's the NBL Canada career leader in blocks. So it could be a bit of a block party if the Lightning try to go inside here.
Definitely, that's for sure, as now the Titans try to set things up on offense. As Coleman tries to dribble by, as there's the tight defense by number 15 and Williamson. Blazic picks set by Johnson. Johnson will get on the outside, and he'll shoot the contested jump shot, and it's way off the mark, as White will try and bring it down the floor.
Yeah, that's not Cavell's game. He's not going to like that shot, and I don't think Coach Serge Langus is going to like it either.
I definitely agree. That was not a good shot, not high percentage shot at all, as Ryan Anderson will drive up into the basket, miss, and there's the offensive tip in, as that is Julian Boyd with the tip in right there.
And again, he's able to he likes to drift to the three-point line, but he's able to fly in and just jump over people to grab those rebounds. And it's really impressive that he still has that athleticism. He actually tore his ACL twice back in college, so he's come back from a lot to be able to play professional basketball here in London.
That's for sure, as Blazic will chuck it up for three, and it's off the front rim. Rebounded by the Lightning. As Anderson will bring it down the floor. Titans trying to play some lax defense. It looks like it. It's inside, and it misses an open layup almost from Williamson. As there is number 24, Coleman, shoots it, and it rims out. Rebound by the Lightning, and we're at a fast-paced game right now, already early.
Well, this is exactly what Kyle Julius was speaking about. As we see almost a huge slam there by Julian Boyd. He's still able to get two and the foul. But we're seeing this fast pace from both these teams. It's well known Kyle Julius loves to play that style. And again, Serge Lang just did this again in Moncton last year with James Justice and that team. And it's really going to be a lot of back and forth with both these teams all year long because they both love to move the ball.
Yeah, speaking of James Justice, of course, he almost was part of the Titans until he went to the Middle East to play professionally instead. And there was a lot of controversy involving that. Right now, as the Titans will bring it down the floor here. As now this is going to be set up, chucking it up for three instantly is Davis. And he will make it right there. and that's going to be 17-13 already.
You know, AJ Davis is kind of an interesting guy. He actually was in camp with the Lightning all off-season, playing with the team, as we see Royce White there getting some buckets as he's able to just lay that in. And you see how strong he is. But back to AJ Davis, he was actually with the Lightning in camp and was cut, and almost immediately just moved over to Kitchener, made the team. And he's an interesting player. He's a guy that Coach Julius had a lot of praise for, and you can see why GM Julius of the KW Titans would be interested in him.
And just like that, inside the paint is another basket for the Lightning. That is Boyd once again, as it's a 3-point lead already for the Lightning as we're approaching halfway through the first quarter. Blazik will pass it out, going to Coleman. Coleman will hand it off now to AJ Davis. Davis will shoot the jump shot, misses, rebounded there by Anderson. And they'll try and set things up, going a little bit of a slower tempo here as Anderson, and there's a whistle, and it looks like it's a travel call on Ryan Anderson, and here comes some substitutions for the Lightning.
Well, one of the guys coming into the game right here, Tony Criswell, he was with the Halifax Hurricanes last year, as we see a timeout called here. Criswell was with the Halifax Hurricanes, but he also was with the Saskatchewan Roughriders of the CFL. So he's a bit of an athlete. So when he comes on the floor here, make sure you see just kind of the hops this guy has, because he's a pure athlete.
Wow, I honestly did not know that myself. But as right now we're at the media timeout, it is 17-14 for the Lightning. Basically right now, it has seemed like a mix of high-paced offense and, well,
not a lot of defense.
Yeah, exactly. What do you think these teams need to do to make the adjustments to increase that defensive intensity for both teams?
Well, for London, it's kind of been interesting because they've been able to get it inside rather easily on those fast break possessions. And even when they set up their offense, they've been able to get inside. And it's not like there's a gigantic team here in Kitchener. Aside from Cooper and Cavell Johnson, Paul Cooper that is, they don't really have a ton of depth in that front court. So it'll be interesting to see. Maybe they bring out Cooper and Johnson. You can move Johnson over to the 4 spot. It'll be interesting to see if they maybe go a little bit bigger and try to make it a little tougher for those London guys to score inside.
We'll have to see, that's for sure, as the Lightning have already finished up their timeout with 20 seconds to go here on the media timeout. But of course, the Titans are an expansion franchise this season. They're coming off a preseason matchup last night against a team from the PBL. They won by 40 points in that one. And from I spoke with head coach Serge Langlis, earlier before tip-off, and he told me this is going to be one of those adjustment games for the Titans, and that there's a lot they want to see for their final rotations and so forth.
Well, again, with KW and London, both teams are pretty much set. And so most of what they're going to be doing in this game is trying out different lineups. As we see a nice athletic play there. That looked like Orlando Coleman just cutting to the basket. They're going to look to really get a look at how their lineups are going to look, so they can, I said look like 18 times there, but they're going to look to get those rotations ready so that when they come to their actual season, they know exactly what kind of lineups work together, which ones don't. It's really about experimenting with both these teams right now.
Exactly. With the preseason, you want to see what works, what doesn't work. You want to see what rotations will work and so forth. As GM Stuart Julius said, they want to adjust the minutes, as well as Langlis said. But now, right now, the Lightning are setting things up on offense. A whole new lineup on the floor right now. As you can see, it is going to be Kareem Canty setting up the play here. Pick set, and it's intercepted by Blazik. He'll bring it down the floor for the Titans. A little bit of a slower-paced fast break. Pump, and he puts it in for the layup.
Just a veteran play there from Adam Blazik, who, of course, was with the Niagara River Lions last year. He's not a gigantic scorer, but he's one of those glue guys that you have on your team who's just able to come up in those moments where you really need a veteran to show up. And he sets an example for a lot of the young guys on this team as to how they should carry themselves when they're on the court and off the court.
He averaged 9 points and 5 rebounds per game last season with Niagara, and there's the basket right there.
That right there was Frederick Edmond, who has been a very interesting guy in camp. He was flying during the inter-squad game, the black and yellow game the Lightning had, as we see Cavell Johnson try to go up for 2 there. But Frederick Edmond is a guy who really looks to make some noise on this London roster. If there's one guy you didn't know that you probably should get to know, it could be Kareem Canty, who just nailed that 3, but I think Frederick Edmond is a very interesting player on the Lightning.
Well, Edmond...
There again, another veteran one, and Kareem Canty, just fresh out of college. He's a younger player, and Blazek gets the young guy a bit of tap dancing on defense, gets him moving, and Blazek's able to just run around him.
And the Lightning will set things up once again as at the top of the key. Swing it around, and there's Edmond. And he'll try and get by into the paint, and it's in as he hits the layup over Tramel Sutherland. Of course, he's one of two brothers with the Sutherland brothers on the Titans this season, and there is an N1, though, from Coleman as he screams at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, some impressive play from Coleman. He was one of the more prominent players for KW during that game against the PBL team, of course, and, I mean, when you win by 40, you have to like what you see, and when you watch Orlando Coleman, you have to like it too.
Yep, with Orlando Coleman, of course, he has a career average of 7 points per game and 5 rebounds per game in his professional career, as he'll try and finish the three-point play right here, and he will. It's a 2-point game right now as the Lightning are up by 2, 24-22, with 3:43 to go here in the first quarter. And we're already seeing an air foul, and going to the line now are the London Lightning once again, it looks like.
Kareem Canty did a good job of trying to initiate the contact there and get himself to that foul line. He wasn't really looking to make that shot. He just kind of threw it up there. Kareem Canty, a guy, played in the SEC for Auburn, so you know he's got some big-time experience. And he's an interesting guy. He loves to shoot the ball, and he showed a little bit of ability to drive there.
And I think he missed the first of the 2 free throws as he'll go 1 for 2 at the line here. With Canty, he averaged 19 points per game in his last season with the Auburn Tigers. He also played some of his collegiate career at Marshall. As now going down low in the post here as the Titans, it's a missed shot there. Number 32, Paul Cooper. And there's the rebound on the turnover, it looks like. And that is Tramel Sutherland once again with that basket.
Looked like there was a little bit between Joel Friesen and Sutherland there. Sutherland gave the stare down after that bucket, too.
Yep, that was a little bit of a chaotic play as that's a 3 missed off the front rim right there by Criswell. As the Titans will try and rush and bring up the pace. Outside to Sutherland, and it rims out on the 3. There's the tap out, though, by Cooper. Inside the paint, and it's going to be 2 free throws right there for Davis. That was a very interesting play, it seemed like. Lots of energy on that play from the Titans. You have to wonder, though, with Sutherland, you have to probably wish that would have gone in. There was a lot of energy, it seemed, going into that shot, and bad luck right there.
Yeah, unfortunately for Sutherland, that one's not going to draw. But again, the KW Titans, they're a new team. They don't have a ton of NBL veterans on this team. They've got guys who played here 2 years ago, maybe, but not really anyone from last season aside from Sutherland and Blazek. But you have to like what you're seeing here as they're tied with a team that went to the NBL Finals last year, took it to a Game 7. And I know it's a preseason game, but this is a very promising look for the KW Titans.
And it looks like there is a couple changes here as out of the game now is Davis. And it looks like they have brought in number 23, Hachim Benyard Sheriff. As now the Lightning will try and drive into the paint. There's the in and out by Joel Friesen from the Halifax Hurricanes last season. Jump shot off the front rim, missed there, and now it's Criswell that time. So right now, of course, speaking with Stu Julius, the GM of the Titans, he mentioned that the London Lightning are the model they have for how they're going to build themselves an expansion franchise, of course, with the Lightning being one of the most successful franchises in NBL Canada history so far.
Well, I mean, Stu was here last year when they went to the NBL Finals, so he knows the ins and outs of that model. It makes sense for him to try to emulate it with the success London has had here for a while, as we see a nice defensive play. Actually, that's going to be a foul, pardon me, as that's Paul Cooper taking the foul against Marvin Singleton. Singleton's been rather interesting. He's one of those guys in camp that made it difficult on Coach Julius to let go. I don't think there were a ton of expectations of him coming into camp, but he's one of those guys who really fought and really battled and got himself that job with the London Lightning. And he knows how to ball. He played at Northern Iowa, which is one of the better NCAA schools. They aren't a big-time program, but they're consistently making an impact in the NCAA tournament. And he's a very young guy who I think Kyle Julius sees a player that he can mold into something special.
And he hit 2 of 2 from the free throw line there, as it looks like coming out of the game now is Coleman. as there's another adjustment on the floor. In is Jamal Harris, it looks like, for the Titans. As Sutherland up at the top, goes around Cooper and a bunch of others, and it's almost out of bounds there, and lots of energy there along the sideline, as here comes the Lightning on the fast break. Canty inside, pump fakes a few times, and that is going to be missed there by Edmond.
Not a great play there by Edmond. He had the opportunity to pass out and bring it outside back to the perimeter, and he decided to take a very rough-looking shot.
And there was already another rough shot off the rim once again. That was by Beniat Sheriff, and there is a hit shot there. And that is Kareem Canty right there with the shot for three.
Well, Kareem Canty, again, he can light it up, and I like how he hasn't necessarily been forcing that shot. He's got a bit of a reputation as a chucker based on his pedigree and what I saw in the inter-squad game. But, I mean, he's done a very efficient job running the point, although that pass is not efficient.
That was definitely not efficient, as that's tipped all the way into the third row, it looks like, of the premium seats, as this will be an inbound there. Let's see who has the ball here. I believe it's still London Lightning basketball, as it will be inbounded here by Edmond.
That was a bit of an adrenaline play there by Canty. He was feeling it and went for the big play.
And there's the three by Frazen, and it's off the rim. Rebounded inside by Boyd. There's a three by Royce White, and he misses. Rebounded again, this time by Edmond. Shot there by Boyd. Off the back rim. And after three misses, the Titans have the ball back with less than a minute to go in the first quarter. Sutherland kicks it now. Harris trying to go inside. Over Boyd, and that is in.
That's a tough shot there, too. Julian Boyd, a physical guy. Hard to get up over him and make that shot. Great job by Harris.
And Boyd inside the paint loses the ball on what looked like an almost foul there, as there is Harris setting things up in traffic, surrounded by two defenders with just 21 seconds to go, 14 on the shot clock. So it's a 7-second differential, as there is Frazen with the steal, and the Titans get it back inside the paint, and there's a whistle, and they're going to go to the line to shoot two. It's Paul Cooper this time around from Texas Tech.
Well, Paul Cooper, an interesting guy. He actually played for Coach Kyle Julius with the Mississauga Power 2 years ago and had a pretty productive year. He was again in camp with the Lightning last year, but unfortunately was unable to make the team. But he can play, and he's a card that Stu Julius pulled out of Kyle's Rolodex there to get Cooper to come to KW. And he's an interesting big because he's pretty physical, but he's not stationary. A lot of the physical bigs can be a little bit slow-footed. His feet aren't that heavy. He's able to get down the floor.
It's definitely looking like that so far, as we are down to the final 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Canty will set things up. Down to two, shoots the jump shot, and it's off the backboard, and that'll end off your first quarter here from Budweiser Gardens. It's currently a tie score to start things off, 30-30 for the London Lightning and the KW Titans to start things off in today's preseason matchup. We'll be right back here from the Budweiser Gardens. You're watching London Lightning basketball from Knoxstruck TV.
Adventures on Wonderland. Today we get to welcome to the court the Lightning Dance Back and the other fanciest feet in town for the Adventures on Wonderland Dance.
A little bit closer. No, keep doing it. Really just hear the dancers. Ready, guys?
Yeah. And we're back here at Budweiser Gardens here for the second quarter of preseason action between the KW Titans and the Lightning, as it's currently tied up at 30 to start things off. What did you think of that first quarter, as there's a 3 by Ryan Anderson to start things off?
Well, I think what we just saw there is what Kyle Julius was pushing. He wants this to be a three-point shooting team, and really it applies to both sides because they're built so similar. Both teams wanted to be able to nail down open threes, and they haven't really been taking them. So I think there was a bit of a focus to show what they can do on the perimeter for this quarter.
Yep, and there's a whistle right there, and it looks like something off the ball. And it's going to still be KW Titans ball, as it'll be inbounded there by Beniad Sheriff. And here we go, as the play's back underway, as Ricky Tarrant will start off the play, double teamed already. 3 shot by Harris, and it's off the front rim, rebounded by Anderson.
That looked like he got rolled up on a bit there. Ryan Anderson just shakes it off, though.
And Boyd will put it right in immediately on the fast break, and there is that high tempo, already 5 points in the first minute of the second quarter for the Lightning. And now, here we go. Johnson going inside, double teamed inside the paint, shooting up the 3, and that is Beniad Sheriff off the rim, rebounded by White. And White will bring it down the floor. And already another whistle. And it is, I think it's tight. It is going to be London Lightning ball, as that was off the ball. It looks like that foul.
Yeah, they're going to give it to Jamel Harris. I guess gotten an elbow on a guy when he was defending him there.
And the Lightning will inbound it immediately here, as there is Junior Cadogan driving around everybody, and it's a rejected into the bench there by Jamal Harris.
Well, Jamel Harris
Jameel Harris,
saying,
pardon me.
Yeah, Jamel Harris just saying, get the heck out of here, as he sent that thing right back to the KW bench.
And that is definitely some of the energy you look for as a coach, that's for sure, in this league. As Anderson misses the bank shot, rebounded by the Titans there. And here comes Tarrant down the floor. Ready? Pick set by Harris a little bit. And it looks like they're going with the pick and pop, and Harris fell over. And it's a kick ball on Harris on that one.
I believe they're saying it was on Cadogan, actually, on that one.
Oh, they're saying it's Cadogan there. Okay. Hey, because right there it looked like Harris was on the floor there. Thought it was on him for a second, pardon me there.
I think he bounced the ball off Cadogan's foot. And that's what the foul is, or not foul, but stoppage in play. As we see a great play there. Harris able to drive to the rim and just lay it in. He's showing some silky smooth moves here.
And Harris with that and one play right there. Of course, he played last in the Norwegian League, averaging 18 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. So he's coming in with a lot of scoring and defensive ability, or rebounding ability at least, for this Titan squad for their inaugural season, it seems. And it looks like we got some substitutions here as well, as there is Davis coming in here, as well as a few others. Also in the game, it appears, is Adam Wing from Evansville, his last team playing collegiately, as there's the both free throws made there, as the Lightning will go down the floor here. Cadogan will set things up here. Guarded hard here, as there is Jameer Williamson. Pick set by White, going outside again to Boyd. Boyd will miss the three-pointer, rebounded by Williamson, and he'll start the reset here. Anderson, step back 3, off the rim again as Harris gets the rebound, and off go the Titans. Tarrant slowing things down for a second. Cadogan knocks the ball loose as he falls over on the defensive play, and Tarrant, will hit the 3 right afterwards to give the Titans the lead. Timeout called from that momentum swing. 6-0 run for Kitchener-Waterloo there.
Well, that was an interesting play by Tarrant. The ref giving nobody the call there as Tarrant drove towards the basket, and a bit of a flop by Cadogan. And Tarrant keeps his composure. He's a young guy, able to drain that 3, and Tarrant actually has quite the pedigree. He was All-Conference USA when he was in college, and he was at the University of Memphis, which a couple of you have probably heard of, considering some of their alumni include Derrick Rose. So it's a very good basketball school. And he averaged 11 points per game while he was there, and he's in his first year as a pro doing a real good job here so far for the KW Titans.
He was also picked in the 3rd round of this year's NBA D-League draft, which of course was a lot of players selected in that, a few with NBL Canada connections, including the 1st round with that Maurice Bolden, a former player from the London Lightning, playing as well with the Express and a few others. As right now, though, how do you feel about the game going so far? Because, of course, there's a lot of energy, seems like the defensive intensity has gone up, but with the Lightning, it seems like it's falling apart in the past couple minutes.
Well, I think in this game, it's pretty well what we've been seeing in the first quarter as well. It's just very fast-paced. And again, both teams looking to put more of an emphasis on that perimeter game, and that's why we've seen the score jump as highly as it has already. And it's been an interesting show, as they're very, very different lineups.
That's for sure. Different size lineups, different size players right here. The Titans have a little bit of an undersized lineup, Lightning a bit of a bigger lineup here. As we are getting all set to go here, once the Canadian Tire race is all finished on the floor here, as right now, here, this is going to be a little bit of a delay here, but what do you think about the fan energy here? Because yes, it's a bit of a blizzard outside here in London, Ontario today, but it looks like at least a few hundred at the minimum came out for today's, what has been a very exciting game so far for preseason.
Yeah, the weather's really nasty outside of Bud Gardens here, but you got a pretty good following here. I'd say probably a shade under 1,000 for a game that didn't really get a huge announcement, but the season ticket holders who came and picked up their package were all let know, and that's why you see a lot of them closer to the front of the stadium. But again, the Lightning, when regular season hits, routinely put up NBL record attendances, and should look forward to another year of approximately 5,000 a game.
Yes, they have one of the biggest fan bases, it seems, in the league, as Royce White will miss the layup, and it looks like there's a foul on the play. And it appears he is going to be going to the line to shoot 2 here. As White, of course, was one of many big free agent signs that seemed this offseason for teams in NBL Canada. You had players such as Scoop Jardine out in the Eastern Division. You had with the Windsor Express a ton of players with NBA connections, such as Wally Ellenson, the brother of the other Ellenson, of course, who plays for the Detroit Pistons, who I'm blanking on the first name here, unfortunately. But you also have Mitchell Wiggins Jr. down in Windsor as well. There's a lot of different players and a lot of higher quality players, it seems, this season here in NBL Canada.
Well, I'd say Windsor, London, and Niagara were part of some of the most 3 intriguing roster moves that could have happened. Looking at what happened when Niagara offered offer sheets to both Warren Ward and Stephen Maxwell. London ended up matching both of those, and then decided to flip Ward to Windsor for the rights to Doug Herring Jr., who, of course, is not with the Lightning right now, as he's signed overseas. But it's kind of a weird situation how that worked out, because, again, the Lightning matched the offer but then didn't sign Maxwell. I have no inside knowledge on the negotiations or reasoning behind that. But I think they're very happy with the guys we have here, as we see a very nice layup there as the Lightning come back.
And the Lightning are going right down the floor. Williamson kicks it out to Cadogan, and it's stolen, and it's going to be a fast break. Tarrant will lay it up and in with no one around as they bring the Titans to a 5-point lead. And it looks like we have a whistle on the floor here, and it might be some substitutions here.
Yeah, it looks like we got Joel Friesen coming into the game again. Now, he's an interesting guy. He was, of course, a case of if you can't beat him, sign him, when the London Lightning added Friesen from the Halifax Hurricanes. He's a guy who he fills that 3-and-D role, which is very essential to a lot of teams, in that he's able to nail that three-pointer. He plays tough defense, and he can drive to the basket with an excellent play like that. Joel Friesen going to the line, going to shoot one more.
And that's another N1 so far in the first half of this one, as he'll get ready to shoot one here. Of course, the Halifax Hurricanes won the championship last season for NBL Canada. He has a lot of interesting points with him. 8 points per game last season, as well as 4 rebounds. Of course, definitely a big pickup for the Lightning to bring more championship pedigree into this locker room here.
Well, they also have Ryan Anderson, who, of course, was with Windsor the year before, the championship before, pardon me, with the 2014-15 Windsor Express, who won their second championship that year. And I know a lot of the broadcast crews from Windsor, so I get to hear about that a lot. So they got some guys who've won a lot of games here in the NBL. And I mean, Garrett Williamson's been to a finals now and is a 2013-14 All-Canadian. So lots of guys with NBL pedigree here.
And Cadogan will get the rebound on the miss there as the Lightning are already down the floor again. Ryan Anderson misses, and it's tipped up and in this time there by... And it looks like Criswell will get the points there on the tip-in. As now the Titans trying to go a little bit faster pace. Shoots it, and that's missed there by Benyade Sheriff. And down the floor goes Anderson. Lots of energy already. Might have to be calling a timeout soon here as Anderson shoots the three, misses. And it's tipped out of bounds, and it looks like it'll be Titans basketball on that play. And there's the timeout we were waiting for there. It's 42-40 Lightning already here, approaching the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. Lots of energy once again, especially in that last minute there, don't you think?
Yeah, it was, again, what we've been seeing all game. Lots of fast-paced stuff. It was interesting on the other end where Lightning had defensively gone into a zone, and KW recognized that well. They didn't get the bucket, but they did an excellent job of moving the ball quickly, forcing that zone to shift in ways it doesn't want to. And they got that open look, but unfortunately weren't able to bury it. But if they keep that mentality and keep doing that as the year goes on, that'll be a good look for them.
There's a lot of time, of course, before the start of the season. 8 days before the season starts. The season, of course, kicks off on Boxing Day with a lot of anticipation entering its 6th season in the NBL Canada. Lots of fan interest, that's for sure, like coming to this season. More than in years past, it feels like.
Well, they've also added 2 new markets with the Cape Breton Highlanders and, of course, the guys we've got here, the KW Titans. And I think just having those teams build up markets in those cities, what's going to happen is, say someone goes to Cape Breton, their friends tell them about a Cape Breton game, they go back to, say, Halifax. They go watch a Halifax Hurricanes game. The more the league spreads to different cities and different markets, the more word of mouth gets out that this is really good basketball. And I mean, after the finals we had last year, Game 7, 2 different games ended on buzzer beaters. I mean, who cannot like the NBL Canada?
I definitely agree. This has definitely been a lot of energy, a lot of different growing, a lot of expansion franchises. Of course, the Titans and the Highlanders. We may even see more next season, who knows. It's rumored already, or as Commissioner David Magley has said, 1 to 2 markets already in Ontario, 1 in Quebec, very likely. As the Titans will start off the possession here with 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. As now it'll be Tamik Sutherland, with the ball to start things off. Kicks it out here, and it's going to be Coleman. Pick set by Johnson. Coleman, fadeaway jump shot, and he'll make it in traffic. And that will make things already tied up here at 42, as White will set things up on the play here. Drives right to Cavell Johnson inside, misses, and puts it back in.
And there you see what makes Royce White special. He was able to play that point forward role, bringing the ball down the floor, running the offense, and then on the inside is big and tough enough that he could beat up a guy like Cavell Johnson to get to the rim and put back his own rebound. He really has the potential to be an incredibly special player here in NBL Canada.
I definitely agree, that's for sure, as Friesen with a nice pass inside, and it's going to be put up and in by Criswell. A behind-the-back pass going, looks like, for the layup at first, but for the nice pass instead. Great play right there. As now it'll be set up once again here by Sutherland, Tamik Sutherland, as Johnson puts it inside. Coleman once again has the ball, kicks it out for 3, Davis. And he'll rim out, rebound by Friesen. And he'll slowly bring this back up. And it looks like a substitution's already waiting on the side for the London Lightning, it looks like. As White kicks it out to Friesen. And he'll drain the 3. And it's a 7-point lead just like that. A lot of momentum out of the timeout, it looks like. Just 2 points in the past 2 minutes for the Titans. Lightning have already scored 7 since that timeout. And driving up and in is Davis, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, he almost made that optimistic shot there. just kind of throwing it at the rim. But again, Davis did a good job seeking the contact and getting himself to the free throw line here with a chance to kind of slow things down. London had been going back and forth a lot, so even just drawing that foul brings the pace a little lower, brings it to a crawl. Now London has to kind of build that energy back up. I'm a little surprised we didn't see a timeout. I kind of like that Coach Langus is just kind of letting them play their way through it. It's something that they're going to have to do when the regular season hits, so I can see why he's doing it now. And hopefully AJ Davis and the rest of the KW Titans can make this work.
Yep, and the Lightning have made a couple substitutions on the floor as he will make both free throws there. Canty is in the game as well as Boyd. Out of the game is Anderson as well as Edmond. As Cadogan will set things up, guarded by Davis, kicks it out. And there is Royce White inside. Johnson with a rejection. And here come the Titans on the fast break. As Canty will try and slow things down, kicks it out to Sutherland. Tremere Sutherland kicks it out to Davis. Davis inside, and it's going to be an N1. And that's going to be going to the line to shoot one on the great play right there. And right now, that was Canty with the foul there. As Davis will shoot one here to try and bring this to just a 2-point tight Lightning lead so far. And it looks like it's going to be, there's the completion of the 3-point play. As Cadogan will bring it up the floor for the Lightning. As here we go, folks. Boyd trying to pass it inside of White, and it's tipped out of bounds. Lightning will keep possession of that one. As it will be, it looks like inbounded this time around by Cadogan. And a lot of energy once again still on this floor. As Canty swings around inside to Frazen, and we got a whistle on the floor, and it looks like it's gonna be a push-off. And it's Tremere Sutherland with the foul there. The Lightning will keep possession of the ball here. As there is 5 fouls for the Lightning so far in this quarter, by the way. 4 for the Titans. As here comes the inbound inside, and they try to play again, and this time he'll shoot 2 from the line. And just like that, the former Halifax Hurricane is up to the line already.
Well, Tremere Sutherland immediately just picks up 2 fouls because Joel Friesen made it difficult for him to cover. And Joel Friesen, again, he's not going to put up 30 points or anything like that, but he's very capable of scoring in that 10 to 15 range. He's able to knock down threes, and he's shown a lot more on the inside than I think London fans were expecting. He never really had to do much more than be that 3-and-D guy with the Halifax Hurricanes. He could have a chance to have a more expanded role here with the London Lightning.
That's for sure, as it looks like we got a couple substitutions on the floor, as Sutherland is right out of the lineup after those 2 fouls. And the Titans will right away rush down the floor. And here comes Johnson. Cavell Johnson, fadeaway shot, misses. And Coleman misses the putback slam, and it's out of bounds. Lightning ball there. And now the Lightning will have the ball, of course, here. Lots of energy, of course. For those of you asking for statistics right now, well, we'll see at halftime. But right now, it will be Canty bringing it down the floor here. Guarded once again by Sutherland. 2 Sutherland brothers, of course. Tremere and Tremere Sutherland on this team. As inside the paint is Boyd. And Boyd is having a nice game so far. As Coach Langus is very mad on that sideline right now for the Titans. And Coleman will come back and miss it. With the rebound by Frazier. Canty rushing down, tries to get Johnson to jump. White tries to get Coleman to jump. Instead, he throws it away, and there's the foul.
Nice little move by Tremere Sutherland to get around White on that play. A little bit of back and forth, a little bit of craziness. Coach Lang just can't like how, I guess, hectic it is right now. He wants his team to be able to perform smoothly on offense, and right now the ball's kind of, being flung all over the court. And not really in a controlled way. He's going to want them to just sort of slow it down a bit, and that's exactly what Sutherland's going to do here, and make sure they get a set play going here.
And speaking of plays, they'll try and do just that with the pick and fade, it looks like. And there's rejection inside the paint by the Lightning. Down the floor goes the Lightning, of course. Edmond going in and out. Puts it up, and it'll be a foul. He'll go to the line to shoot 2 on what was a very electric block right there inside the paint.
Again, this is Frederick Edmond, who's been making some noise in camp. He was able to be physical, get to the inside, and he really flies to the rim, almost reminiscent of former Lightning Emmanuel Little in the way he's able to get that first step super quick and get around his defender and just kind of charge the rim. And again, he's able to get himself to the free throw line to add a couple more points here.
And he'll try and shoot the second free throw right here, and he'll make that. As it's a 6-point game here with 3:32 to go here in the first half. It'll be Terrence setting up the play once again. Frazier trying to guard hard on Coleman. Coleman driving in, and he'll put it up for 2. Inside the paint, he is looking very good on offense, and that is not good offense, meanwhile, by Canty. Trying to pass and throwing it away, and there is the wrap-up foul. Number 7 for the Lightning in this quarter already. And it looks like we are possibly in the bonus here, and we are, as Ricky Tarrant will go to the line to shoot 2 for the Titans.
Well, I think Coach Lang just kind of wants this game to be a little bit more under control. They're getting towards halftime here. It's an opportunity to really see how your team can operate in that short time span with only 3 minutes left. And that's why he brought in Adam Blazik here. Of course, he's the veteran. He's the experienced guy. So they want him to kind of come in here and execute the offense the way that they really want this KW Titans team to do it throughout the rest of the season.
You don't want to have on offense rushing around the floor and throwing the ball away. Of course, that is partially, of course, why veteran presence seems to be, or is very important on the floor.
Yeah, there's a big difference between fast-paced and chaotic, and I think KW got a little chaotic there.
Exactly. As Canty will drive it up, and it's rejected. No, it's goaltending, it looks like, by Cavell Johnson. And the basket will count for Canty, as the Titans will immediately start off this play on that energetic type of play there. And immediately to Blazik, hits it up in 3. Brings it down to just a 2-point London Lightning lead right there.
Yeah, Titans caught the Lightning sleeping on defense there, as we see Singleton try to go up tough, and again another foul, and this one looks like it's on Cavell Johnson.
At this point, I'm not even sure if this is considered high pace or chaotic. At this point, I'm leaning more towards the chaotic, as that looked like a full court pass on that one. As now Singleton will go to the line to shoot 2 here. Each team already 7 fouls right now. Both teams are in the bonus, as he'll make the first of 2, bringing the lead up to 3. Both coaches have been very vocal, it seems, on the sidelines, talking to players immediately after the fouls like you usually do, but also trying to get players to show their true potential. With these lineups mostly set, this is basically a test for both of these teams to see how they do in the regular season. As there is Tarrant driving in, Boyd, and that is the charge card right there for Boyd.
Boyd did an excellent job of getting that position and gave, I believe that was Tarrant on KW, absolutely nowhere to go but to make the contact. Very good play there from Julian Boyd.
And now looks like it will be inbounded by Frazier here, but they're going to have to wipe up a little bit of moisture after that charge right there by Boyd. They don't want the floor to be slick, that's for sure. With basketball, that's for sure. You don't want players sliding around like a slip and slide out there. As Canty brings it down the floor, hopping up and down to bring the play. 2:25 to go here in the first half. And there's Edmond, pick set by Singleton. Out to Boyd. Boyd shoots another 3 and misses. And it's going to be Blazik with the rebound. Down the floor go the Titans, inside and through Johnson's legs.
Oh, right through the wickets there, and almost everything but that final pass worked out perfectly for the Titans. That's the kind of transition game that I know the KW Titans really want to employ, but unfortunately, pass went through the 5-hole.
That was a blown opportunity there, it seems, as Frazier, pick set by Boyd, gives it to Singleton. And then we're reaching the 2 minutes to go mark, as Boyd kicks it down low, and it's tipped, and thought there was a whistle on the play there for a second, but we're still going down the floor. Blazik stops, and there is going to be a missed shot there by Davis. Down the floor goes Edmond as the fast break starts. Kicks it out to Frasian. And there is a foul on the play, and will the basket count?
No.
No, it does not. And it's going to be to the line to shoot 2 here with a 4-point lead here with 1:40 to go. And Royce White is back in the game. Out of the game is Julian Boyd. And White has looked pretty impressive so far, it seems, in this first half for the Lightning, showing a lot of potential, as you've said, to be a great superstar player in this league.
Well, again, he's got some rust on him. He hasn't played in a while, and that's part of why we haven't seen him get a ton of minutes here, as he's still working his way into game shape. But, I mean, the way we've seen him play that point forward role, typically an NBL Canada point forward is a little bit undersized for playing the power forward spot. But in NBL Canada, Royce White is big enough he could play center while doing the same thing. As we see Cavell Johnson make a very tough play up against Royce White.
And that was a nice layup inside there to bring it to a 4-point lead. London almost lost the ball there as they try to slow things down. Frasian tries to pump, goes down low to White. Guarded by Johnson. Double team coming in here as White kicks it out. Frasian for 3. Misses, and it's rebounded inside by Davis. Down the floor go the Titans as Coleman tries to go in and out on White, and it's another foul. And it looks like he'll go right back to the line, and the whistle seems to be flying here in the second quarter with more free throws, it seems, here.
I find it interesting. It looked like Coleman tried to do the sham god. Didn't quite get it right, but he still got around Royce White, and he's going to go to the free throw line.
And these are some pretty bigger free throws here, as it looks like Coach Julius is trying to get some attention here on the side, talking to Junior Cadogan after that play here, as he'll go here. Now Davis for the first of 2 free throws and makes the first. Brings it to a 1-possession game here. Basically, heading into halftime here, what do you think are the main key things both sides should be working towards?
Well, I think because it's preseason, because the rosters are pretty much set, I think they're going to try and treat this last minute of the quarter here kind of like the last minute of a game, because then if you get each half, you do the last minute like it's the last minute of a real game, you can prepare and see what kind of things work when you get to the end. What are those plays that you can count on? As Joel Friesen almost drains that 3. And
it's rebounded inside there by Wing. And he will not bring up the ball. That will be Beniad Sheriff there, I believe. This time around, no, it is Blazek there. As Blazek goes in and out between, and there's Coleman into the paint and drives it right by White. And now we'll tie things up. Shot clock is off with 14 seconds to go. Canty will bring the ball up right here. And it looks like they are trying to get some control here. Down to 5 seconds on the clock. Down to 4, down to 3. Shoots the pull-up jump shot, misses. And that'll end things off here in the first half. And we will be right back with the halftime show with myself and Aaron Sanders in just a moment. You're watching London Lightning basketball. It is 59-all here at the end of the first half of preseason basketball.
And uniform service with everything from uniforms delivered to formats and
Test 1 2.
All right, now here we are, Budweiser Gardens. It is knotted up at 59 apiece between the London Lightning and the KW Titans. And welcome once again to the Knockstrom halftime. This is Aaron Sanders alongside Justin Prince, and welcome back. It's a pleasure to be back here on Knockstrom.tv for a second straight year. But enough with the pleasantries. Let's just get right to it. Let's just say this. Titans are playing like they're completely poised. Lightning, they feel like they want to go out in a bolt of lightning, getting it inside deep.
Yes, there's been a lot of energy on this floor, that's for sure, and a lot of efforts to try and get it inside. The main issue, it seems, though, is the Titans have not been able to combat that, it seems, at times inside. Lots of energy, yes, but they need to step it up, it seems, on the inside, that's for sure.
And you know, most of the energy for the Titans comes from Adam Blazik. I mean, for a little guy of that size, he knows that his defense defies any type of mismatches at all. Finishes up with great crisp passes, and you know, as you've seen, he is a confident shooter and consistent on the mid-range to the threes.
It feels like he's one of the top offensive options right now for the Titans, along with Coleman, because right now this has just looked like when he's on the floor, the team seems to flow better, and he's able to just hit layups into the paint and hit the three-pointers when needed at times. Right now it seems like, yes, this is a close game with 59 apiece right now, but they need that offense to step it up if they want the game to be in their hands, the Titans, I should say.
And right, I agree with you on that. I mean, this is a high-scoring affair so far, not at a 59 apiece. But let's look on the Lightning side for a minute. Most of the energy and most of the power coming in deep has to be from the new acquisition, Royce White. I mean, we talked about him a lot in the telecast, but what is he doing that's keeping the Lightning into this game so far?
He's able to bring that point forward position, it seems like. He's able to rebound, able to lead the offense, and then drive towards the paint. He's been challenging Cavell Johnson the entire game, it feels like, and it seems like he knows the game. Yes, he's a little bit rusty here and there. He's missed layups into the paint, but he's been able to get that rebounding ability and able to bring that defensive intensity and that effort on the offensive end that the Lightning need throughout the season. He has a potential, I think, to be a superstar in this league coming into this year.
And I have to piggyback on what you said. I mean, Royce White has post-play that is NBLC caliber. The guy has a smart IQ. But let me tell you something. When he goes to the mid-range, he explodes, so all the defenders better look out. You can't beat him on the weak side. That's how powerful he is. And he doesn't use all of his power all the way to the rim. He uses all of his power with his footwork, enabling himself to lay it in quite easily. And he's an unselfish big man as well.
Well, he does have NBA experience as well. First round pick by the Houston Rockets in 2012. He's had a little bit of a rusty couple years, of course, but I think he's going to be a great fit once the season starts here in London.
The proud product from Iowa State, really showing what he's made of. NBA experience, yes, but coming from Iowa State, you know, all those skill moves is really being brought, and that is the biggest key factor for why the Lightning are still in this game. 59 apiece, as we mentioned. Switch over to the Titans. You know who also stood out to me, aside from the last 2 days? Tremeke Sutherland. I mean, of course, all of you know, brother of Tremar Sutherland. I mean, this guy could beat you off the weak side of your defense real quick. I mean, a very, very great shooter, very relaxed, and his key game is going inside and moving the ball around, which he has done so far in his little time here in this game this afternoon.
Yes, but at the same time, he was in foul trouble, it seemed like, in that second quarter. He picked up two quick fouls. That's why he was taken out so early in that second quarter. Like, I agree with you. Yes, he is good on that offensive end, good on that weak side, and is able to get into the paint. But he needs to not be in foul trouble for the Titans if they want to keep in this game, as well as the rest of the team.
And as far as fouls concerned, Sutherland might be in no man's land if he continues to pick up the fouls in the second half. We'll pause here momentarily. We'll have tips for the second half right after we take time out for this. All right, here we go. Tips for the second half. As far as the Titans are concerned, you mentioned foul trouble for a couple of guys. Tremeke Sutherland's one of them. If I was Kitchener-Waterloo, I make sure I give the defense a space too. I mean, granted, the Lightning are giving so much passes right inside for the easy layups, but then again, you wonder why they go to the foul line too, because their contact is too easy, putting their body up each other. So lay back on the deep game, unless if it's necessary. Go man-to-man, no need to double team inside. London Lightning, on the other hand.
On the other hand, for the Lightning, of course, they've had a lot of energy in that first half, and it seemed like when they were able to do that, they were able to score. The problem is, though, if you let it get chaotic, as Chris Croucher mentioned, it gets crazy out there, which at times it did get chaotic. They can't let that get out there once again if they want to keep that high energy level of basketball, like Coach Julius wants. If they want to keep this lead, and as it's shown, want to pull away from the Titans, they need to keep up that energy and make sure they keep making adjustments to make sure it doesn't get chaotic out there.
You know, all this talk about energy and Lightning got me to thinking. I mean, if the Lightning does strike, you know what that would equal? That would equal Clash of the Titans. That means they got to get it up together. By the way, this guy is doing a great job of play-by-play. He reminds me of a young Marv Albert. That's on a personal note, but you guys are doing a great job, and it's a pleasure to see you guys again. But on the... no problem.
Sorry, thank you very much, though, for the compliment.
No problem. But I'll tell you this, folks, fun doesn't end here. We're glad to bring you back all the NBL Canada action right here on Knockstrom.tv, covering not only the London Lightning home games, but the Windsor Express, as well as the WFCU Center all season long. Speaking of, the next telecast will be this Wednesday as the London Lightning travel to Windsor this time at, get this, the St. Clair College Sportsplex will have tip-off time at 7 p.m. Next time you see London in action right here, next Monday, Boxing Day, the season opener against the Niagara River Lions, and this is the second year in a row the Lightning open up their season playing against the River Lions, and I've seen how they played so far. River Lions have been tremendous, especially on the court and as well off-season acquiring more players.
They had a big off-season, it felt like. They went for basically home run after home run. Chris Commons, Kirk Williams Jr. They had an offer matched for both Adam Ward as well as Stephen Maxwell by the Lightning here. They tried to make the best team possible, and they succeeded at that. In fact, in my discussions with one of their owners about a month back, they mentioned one of those big signings could be one of the main cuts this coming in, depending on how they play. Like, we'll see how it comes when the final rosters are released, but this has Niagara made giant splashes this offseason and could be a championship contender on paper. The question is how it would match up chemistry-wise on the floor.
Well, the way I see it, JP, from yesterday and today, Kitchener-Waterloo, they may be the new kids on the block, but they're playing like they're old schoolmates, old chums, if you will. I mean, they're handling the ball great. I mean, of course, they have veterans like Adam Blazek, who was on Niagara last year. He's making his name worth, and then Tremar Sutherland, and then, of course, all the big guys, Paul Cooper and everything else. But when you look at it, the NBL has one of their best offseason evers, like you said, the sign-ins and trades and whatnot, and I can't wait to see the new face of the Windsor Express as well as the London Lightning. That does it for us right here. We have second half action for you, so do not forget that. And do not forget this. This game is tied at 59. Something's got to give. It may be an exhibition game, but there is one true fact right on the table. NBL basketball is back, and Knockstrom.tv got you covered. JP got the play-by-play. You'll see both of us later at the Knockstrom postgame. But for now, we have this. Scores tied, 59. We'll be back for the second half right after this timeout. You have been watching the Knockstrom Halftime.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Budweiser Gardens for preseason action between the London Lightning and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. We're coming back here with 2 minutes to go before the start of the second half, tied up at 59 apiece. But we have some stats for you, that's for sure, from what has been a very back-and-forth, energetic game so far.
Yeah, unfortunately, we won't be able to get them live to you throughout the game, but we will try at the start of each half and at each quarter to give you an update on where things are. Right now, the leading scorer for the KW Titans is Orlando Coleman with 17 points, followed by AJ Davis with 13 points. He also has 5 rebounds and 3 assists, so kind of stuff in the stat sheet there. Then Adam Blazek, of course, with 10 points himself. Those are your leaders for the KW Titans. Leading assist man is actually Ricky Tarrant with 4. And the leading rebounder, as mentioned, is AJ Davis with 5. As for the London Lightning, leading in points right now is Julian Boyd with 15. He's doing a very good job on the court there, shooting 7 of 10. So anytime you're shooting 70%, you're having a game. Then also for the London Lightning, Kareem Canty with 9 points. And 8 points for Royce White, the former NBA player. And also, pardon me, Joel Friesen has 9 points as well. Leading rebounders for the Lightning, there's quite a few guys with 5 rebounds. That would include Royce White, Julian Boyd, Ryan Anderson, and Frederick Edmond. And then leading for assists, you have 4 from Royce White, who, again, stuffing the stat sheet. That's what he's known for, so expect a lot of that this season.
And now, as well, on the Jumbotron right now is the rebounding stats right now. It is a major rebounding clinic from the London Lightning. 33 combined rebounds offensively and defensively, just 17 for the Titans. Basically, what do you think needs to be adjusted on top of that rebounding total? Because that is a plus-minus differential if you add it up by 14 rebounds at least, or 16 rebounds, pardon me, already for London so far.
And I don't think KW actually has a true answer for that. I think as both teams are changing their rotations, that number will balance out a bit. London went big at the end of the second quarter there, and they really used some of their big guys and their interior players a lot more than they have for a lot of the game. And I think KW, they were just kind of testing their rotations. I don't think they're too concerned about it right now. Look for them to go for a lineup that has Cavell Johnson and Paul Cooper on the floor at the same time a little more often. And by having those guys out there, I expect the rebounding to kind of balance out a bit.
Yeah, with both of those, of course, Johnson, as you mentioned, is doing good as well so far. He has, of course, scored just 2 points, but has been a pretty decent factor on the defensive end and so forth. As we're about to start things off here for the second half of preseason action, the Titans will inbound the ball. Of course, we have swapped sides, as logic says, of course, with basketball. As here we go, it will be Coleman with the inbound, and Blazek will bring it up the floor. And here is Sutherland going down to the high post. And there is Sutherland once again, guarded by Ryan Anderson. Down low to Johnson again. He'll try and challenge Royce White. He'll shoot the jump shot, and it's off the front rim, rebounded by Anderson. And Anderson rushing down the floor, turns it over, and there is Blazek with the ball and kicks it to Davis. And there is a foul on the floor. And it looks like it is going to be Davis going to the line to shoot 2 on that one.
AJ Davis playing like a guy who's a little annoyed he got cut by the London Lightning. He's been trying to give Coach Julius something to regret with the way he's been playing so far in this game. I like the tenacity he has when he goes to the rim. He's no fear of contact, and he has no problems being able to make that bucket after contact. Of course, he didn't make that one, but we've seen him make a couple of big athletic plays like that in this game.
Yep, he has looked very good so far. With him so far, in that first half, he scored 13 points along with 5 total rebounds. As White, as the point forward, will bring it down the floor, challenges Johnson immediately again, and he is rejected, gets his own rebound. Julian Boyd will put it in for 2 in the layup.
Again, that front court of White and Boyd just a little too big for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans to handle. Cavell Johnson, he's a taller guy. He's pretty strong, but he's one guy. I think KW is going to want to have a Paul Cooper out there, maybe to try and match this lineup as Adam Blazek just goes up and around there. Great play by the point guard for KW Titans.
That was a nice play there, getting the reverse layup, as Junior Cadogan will bring it down the floor. Cadogan, of course, another one of those big signings. He'll shoot the hook shot and puts it in.
Again, Junior Cadogan, he's not going to make you go, ooh, ah, he's not going to do any of that. But he's a very efficient point guard who's more than capable of getting the job done. He plays under control. He's your typical floor general type in that he just runs the offense. He was out of bounds there. There, ref caught that.
Yep.
Just caught it, clicked his heel on the line there. These lines on the London Budweiser Gardens court have been known to just kind of reach out and grab some people by the heels there when they make those passes, especially on those corner threes. A couple guys just kind of click them right on the line there. And Junior Cadogan learning the hard way there.
And, of course, London gets the ball right back there. But with Cadogan, back to Cadogan, he has international playing experience. Of course, he's played with Team Canada and as well played at the Pan American Games when they were in Toronto back in 2015.
Well, that Pan Am roster, they had guys like Anthony Bennett, Andrew Nicholson, these Canadian players who have NBA experience, and Cadogan was one of the key contributors on that team. And, of course, Jamal Murray, who's now one of the top young players for the Denver Nuggets, was on that team too, really put on a show. And Cadogan and Murray oftentimes were the backcourt for that team.
And Johnson, meanwhile, will put it up and in traffic on the nice layup. And Cadogan will lead the offense once again. 65-64 is your score so far. As White on the outside kicks it into traffic to Boyd. Holy cow, how did he get that pass?
Royce White's passing when he's on is as good as any point guard who's ever played in this league. Now imagine a guy who in this league is capable of playing center being able to do that, and that's what Royce White can bring if he's able to come all the way back from that year off he took.
And Cadogan will rush down the floor after the rebound, and Boyd inside. Johnson, I think, just got the rejection there as the Titans rush down. Coleman challenging White, goes over Boyd off the front rim, gets his own miss, kicks it outside to Sutherland. And back to Johnson, kicks it out again to Davis. AJ Davis will slow things down, 16 on the shot clock, as he'll go for a reset on the offensive end. And he shoots it. Adam Blazik over White, misses, rebounded inside by Boyd. And the ball is poked loose for Ryan Anderson by Coleman. And Anderson gets it back though. Guarded by Sutherland, kicks it to White. 8:40 to go here in the third quarter. As Boyd finds Anderson for the backdoor pass and misses. And down comes Davis down the line and misses. And Sutherland saves it from out of bounds, and this is one of those chaos plays as Davis puts it in finally to end what was a back and forth chaotic scene for the past few possessions.
Yeah, I'm sure KW enjoyed getting the 2 points, but just about everything there gave some film the coaches can work with.
And Cadogan will get the ball here, and it's another out of bounds play as it'll be Titans ball. Another time his foot is outside the line.
Again, it's uncanny. It seems to happen here more than any other court, where the lines, they just sort of reach out and grab that heel, and Junior Cadogan again, victim.
There's been a couple times, actually, I thought the ball went out of bounds, or foots were out of bounds, and it wasn't called either. This is very tough for both the players and the referees, it seems, as there's a foul on Cadogan. And it will be free throws. It doesn't look like it here, as they will try and inbound here. It looks like the Titans will keep the possession here as they try and sort things down or out here on the floor. And it is on Cadogan there as Sutherland will have the inbound to Blazik. Guarded once again by Cadogan. Goes to Johnson. Johnson jump shot, and he drains it right over Anthony Criswell, as that will bring it to a 1-point Titans lead so far here, almost halfway through the third quarter. And Ryan Anderson with a bullet of a pass almost misses Singleton, as there is the layup inside and a hard foul inside.
Looks like Davis is holding his wrist there.
And it looks like AJ Davis is down on the floor. His teammates will help him up. And it looks like he may be staying in this game. He'll be staying in this game here, as it'll be free throws for Garrett Williamson, the 6'5" player, getting all set for 2 free throws here.
Again, Garrett Williamson. NBL fans don't really need an introduction to him. He's a former Canadian Player of the Year. and was a first-team All-Star in that same season. Last year, he came into camp a little bit injured. He never really got into playing shape until the end of the year, and he kind of had a rough season, but this year he's 100%. He's looked amazing in camp, and Garrett Williamson's a guy who I really think could have a huge year this season for the London Lightning.
Well, he didn't shoot 100% from the line there. It's tied up here as he goes 1 for 2 at the line, and there's a missed shot on the outside by Davis, and there's the rebound by Criswell. Anderson will set things up, and we got another foul here off the ball, and it appears to be on the... And that is going to be on A.J. Davis, as the Lightning will keep the possession here. And immediately the London Lightning are trying to set things up right to Anderson. Kicks it out to Cadogan. Cadogan, guarded by Sutherland, kicks it out to Criswell. Criswell shoots it up for 3, and that's a triple.
Anthony Criswell showing that inside and outside game that he's had. He again was with the Halifax Hurricanes for part of last year when they made that run to the championship.
And Coleman responds there as well. Pardon, sorry for cutting you off there for a second there. But now Ryan Anderson will start things up. The pace is picking up once again with 6:33 to go here in this third quarter. Criswell inside, and he gets the N1 as the bench screams with energy. As now the Lightning go up by 3. He'll try and complete a 3-point play on this free throw right here. And some substitutions on the floor. In now is Hakeem Benyard-Sheriff, as well as Paul Cooper. As out of the game is Cavell Johnson, as well as A.J. Davis, as he tries to complete the 3-point play here with Anthony Criswell. And Criswell will make the 3-point play to put his team up by 2 possessions, as the Titans need to do something on offense here to keep up with the energy on the Lightning side. It's been a close game, yes, but they can't let it slip away here, it seems. As now Coleman tries to dribble past Williamson. Shot there for 2, I believe it was, by Benyard-Sheriff. And it does count as a 2. His foot was on the line right there. As Cadogan passes it now inside. Singleton to Criswell. Criswell almost out of bounds on that play. Kicks it back out to Singleton. And kicks it back out to Cadogan. Down to just 6 on the shot clock. Cadogan passes out again to Williamson for 3. Ryan Anderson, and he'll miss. And Cadogan almost got the rebound, but it's poked loose by the Titans. And that is an immediate timeout on the floor there.
Yeah, Kitchener is not going to be happy with how that one went at the end there. Of course, all they had to do was box out. They forced a rough shot. They drained the entire shot clock of every second. They had plenty of time there to box out. It's just Junior Cadogan. He's a point guard. He's 6'1". Just box out, get yourself that rebound. Unfortunately, they don't do that. And London able to get another possession, take a timeout, set something up here. Because credit to Junior Cadogan, he went up and got that. But if you had a bigger player box him out, it would have been no problem.
Yeah, that size has been a factor all night long, it seems, in this preseason matchup. You remember the difference between the rebounds when this game was coming out of halftime. Of course, it was a plus 16 rebound differential. They are still falling behind on the rebound game. That size is going to impact them all season unless they can figure something out here. Because one thing last year, too, with, let's say, the Niagara River Lions and their expansion team last season, they had an issue with size at parts of last season, and they were getting constantly out-rebounded, just like how Kitchener-Waterloo is having happen tonight.
It's almost kind of the trap an expansion team fell into. Niagara River Lions, again, it didn't really fix until the halfway point. Getting those guys who can play a little tougher and play a little more physical and get those rebounds. And KW, again, at the start of the year, we may see some difficulties with that. They have Cavell Johnson, they've got Cooper, they've got proven bigs in the NBA. Or NBL, pardon me. If they had an NBA bag, I'd probably be freaking out. But they've got a good team here, and I think right now it's about finding the most talented individuals, and then you can get the toughness later. Right now it's finding who can go out and score your team into a game before you worry about whether or not you're rebounding yourself out.
Yep, and they're about to start the action back on the floor again. 5:44 to go here in this third quarter. As now it will be inbounded on the outside here by Williamson. And it's immediately tipped out of bounds by the Titans. London will keep the ball, and Williamson will once again inbound it here. On the floor for the London Lightning is again Williamson. Criswell on for point guard is Kareem Canty, as well as Singleton, as well as now Joel Frazian is in the game. Frazian kicks it out. Williamson tries to drive in, tries to get contact on Paul Cooper, misses, and it bounces around inside the paint, and it's going to be Titans basketball on that one.
Well, Lightning photographer Stu Switzer there got a bit of a scare. Looked like Tony Criswell was about to crash right into him there. Luckily, that didn't happen. Stu's been doing this for almost every year the Lightning have been around.
And he's going to get a nice picture. Here is that's an alley-oop and slam dunk for Garrett Williamson. A great play there, and will be a great photo, that's for sure. As the Titans will set up the play once again. Paul Cooper in the post on Criswell. Kicks it outside. Benyard Sheriff kicks it into Paul Cooper, and it's over their head, and it's London ball once again. That was not the possession, if you're Coach Langlis, you want if you're the Titans, that's for sure. And now, once again, Canty will set things up on offense with 4:57 to go here in the third quarter. Driving in is Criswell. Criswell puts it up for two, and London's off and running here out of the timeout, up by 6 now. Here, more than halfway, in this third quarter. And there's a foul on the floor here.
That one's going to be on Kareem Canty for going for the reach there, but I like what London did on the other end there. Tony Criswell able to get up, and because he's able to jump so high, he's that athlete, right? He was able to get that layup over a very, very tall, very good defender in Paul Cooper, who, again, he's able to be that interior presence for KW, but Criswell just a little better that time.
And there's another alley-oop. This time around, it's to Jameel Harris, and he puts it up for two. And it looks like both sides are trying things a little bit differently, trying to get the fans to wake up a little tiny bit. And it's been a decent crowd here, that's for sure. A great crowd, actually, as Frazian double-teamed inside the paint. Kicks it outside. Canty down to 7 on the shot clock. Blazic will try and stop him, and it's tipped by Sutherland. Struggle for the ball. Frazian, and no idea how that play is going to end there. It looks like it's a whistle before the shot clock went off, and it is going to be a turnover there.
Yeah, a bit of a travel there from Friesen after he got the ball. Just took a few too many steps trying to get that three-pointer off before the shot clock.
Well, he was trying to get off the floor there from sitting down, so it's very hard not to get. And we apologize for the audio difficulties there for a quick second there, as Williamson is rushing down the floor, guarded by Coleman. Pick set there by Criswell. And it looks like a pick and fade situation. Williamson kicks it out to Criswell for 3, and he'll hit it off the front rim, and it's a put back in. And that was Criswell there, pardon me. That was Edmond, I believe, with the shot. Correct me if I'm wrong. No, that was Singleton with the shot, pardon me. That's Coleman. Kicks it now to Benyard Sheriff. Sheriff, he'll shoot it. Rebounded by Sutherland inside. And he almost lost it there. Kicks it out. And there's the jump shot by Harris, misses, and it will be London ball as that's off Sutherland in the paint.
Here's where London, they know what they're doing. They've got the play calls that they love to run here in the third quarter when things start to get to the little nitty-gritty. This is when a veteran team starts to pull away. And London, again, they've run these plays before. They know how a lot of these players, such as Williamson, a guy like Friesen who ran a very similar offense in Halifax, they know exactly what they're going to be getting into here. And for the Titans, it's about finding those kind of plays. It's about getting yourself set up for that, as we have Blazic coming out of the game here for the KW Titans.
And it looks like a substitution on the floor, of course. Ricky Tarrant is in, and it's up and in, meanwhile, in the paint for Singleton. Marvin Singleton with the layup, and London's up by 8, just like that. That's Coleman. Tries to go inside the paint, shoots it over Frazian, and he puts it in for 2. And a nice, very fast answer back there for Coleman and the Titans there. As now, London trying to set things up. Pick failed there for a second, as Canty will slow things down for a second. Down to 11 on the shot clock, as goes to Criswell. Criswell down to 6. Williamson trying to drive in, gives it to Criswell. No, it's intercepted instead by Benyard Sheriff, and there's a foul on the floor. As now it'll be Frederick Edmond getting ready to come into this one.
Harris and Tarrant there actually did an excellent switch on defense. Both players were able to track their man and kind of blew up the play that it looked like London was wanting to run. So good job defensively by the KW Titans. That takes good communication. And that's a good sign for an expansion team to have that already.
Right now, Coach Julius is ripping into both Williamson, it seems, as well as Criswell on the sideline as the play's back underway. Tarrant kicks it into Coleman. Coleman shoots it for three. Misses, and it's off the back rim. And now London will show energy trying to rush down this floor. Frasian through two defenders, gets a foul, and does it count as an and one? The bench hopes so. And it looks like it might be one or two. Some confusion down on the floor a little bit, actually.
I at first thought it was going to be on the floor, but it is going to be a shooting foul here, so Joel Friesen's going to go to the line for one more.
And it is an and one on that play in between two defenders on the layup. Great effort there on the offensive end as he puts London up by 9 with just over 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. The Titans need to wake things up right now as they try and get things underway. Adam Wing now in the game for the Titans, by the way. As there is Benyad Sheriff putting it in and gets the layup. And that was a nice quick answer back, but they need a defensive stop if they want to keep in this game against London here. As Canty shoots it for two, and it will just rim out as that was a foot on the line either way. As Coleman kicks it inside to Harris, and it's a charge card there once again, this time by Frasian, as that is the charge given here for Jameel Harris with the foul.
Again, a very smart defensive play by Joel Friesen, an excellent player from Halifax, and he's so smart defensively. He was able to move his feet and made sure that was difficult for KW every step of the way to the basket.
And speaking of the basket, Royce White will try and drive towards it over two defenders, and I think he was blocked again this time by Harris. Yep, it was out of bounds. London will get the ball as he tried to lay it up over two defenders, and Frasian is rejected this time around, as now the Titans will try and rush down the floor. And now here we go. Benyad Sheriff setting things up, shoots it over Frasian, and he gets 3 free throws on that one.
Oh boy, I tell you, Joel Friesen's not going to want to put that one on the highlight reel. I don't even think it was that much of a foul, but they did call it. So Joel Friesen bails out what looked like a pretty bad shot selection from Benyad Sheriff. And instead of a rather embarrassing miss for him, he gets to go to the line and shoot 3.
That looked like an air ball. Yes, it definitely was an air ball, actually. But still, it looked like the foul on the shooting hand there, as he'll start the first of 3 free throws and makes it, as the team is down by 6. A quick reminder as we enter near the end of the third quarter, be sure to stick around once the action is all finished up to watch the Nackstrom postgame with Aaron Sanders and I here from Budweiser Gardens. As the second free throw was missed right there, here comes the third, and he will go 1 for 3 at the line. A missed opportunity there to bring it down to within 5. As Royce White kicks it out. Ryan Anderson for 3, and that's missed. Rebounded by Harris, and Tarrant will bring it down the floor. Down to 52 seconds to go. As there's the pick set by Harris. Kicks it out now. Again to Tarrant. Down to 12 on the shot clock. As the crowd tries to get more energy, trying to get a defensive stop. Another air ball on the 3 there by Benyad Sheriff. Down to 33 as Canty going up, dribbles off the front rim, misses the put back is Singleton, and that is still London ball on what was a pretty chaotic attempt there, trying to get a second offensive rebound. It goes out of bounds there.
I don't know if you really deserve the ball after that many misses. Poor Marvin Singleton had about 3 shots at it, unable to make it connect, but here we come, London Lightning, 20 seconds left.
Yes, it is just about a half a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. With 14 on the shot clock, 13 seconds left now. As now it will be Edmond kicking it to White. Kicking it to Canty. 6 on the shot clock, down to 5. Canty will drive in, kicks it out to Edmond. Frederick Edmond for three, and he hits it at the buzzer. And just like that, London is up 88-79 to end off the third quarter on a buzzer beater. And we'll be right back from Budweiser Gardens here with preseason action between the Titans and the Lightning. You're watching London Lightning basketball on Knockstrom TV.
All right, fans, give it up one more time.
And welcome back, everyone, to Budweiser Gardens for the fourth quarter of preseason action between the London Lightning and the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. As right now we have started things off, it's 88-79 if you're just tuning in. It has been an energetic game and has been a rebounding clinic at times for the London Lightning, as right now they pulled away at the end of that third quarter, it seems. Don't you think, Chris?
Well, again, I don't think either team's terribly concerned about it, but now is when you start to get a little bit more competitive and worry a little bit more about the score here. I think both teams just want to win this quarter, and you've had a half and a quarter now to kind of figure things out. This is where you want to see it executed as perfectly as you can.
That's right, as right now trying to execute the play now is Taryn as he shoots it for three and rims out. And a struggle for the ball inside. Harris misses the layup. And down the floor come the Lightning. As there we go, Canty dribbling, goes inside, down low to White, and there is a foul. He'll shoot two. And meanwhile, down on that sideline right now is Commissioner David Magley. Of course, the league offices are based out of London, Ontario, and he has been known at times for talking with the fans, trying to communicate what they want to see on the floor and from the league itself. That's for sure. We'll get back to that in a second as White gets another foul inside the paint. I think this time it will be for two this time around. Last time it was just not for free throws, just an inbound on the side.
Well, that's two good plays there from White. Drawing that first foul, he knew he had Ricky Tarrant all over him, so he just put the ball up. He wasn't really expecting to score. He just threw it up there, and he got to draw the foul that way. And then again here, he's just such a hard person to handle in the paint, because, again, he's bigger than most of the players on the KW Titans right now. And he's causing some difficulties, that for sure. This second half, he's looked a lot more comfortable and a lot more able to work within this offense.
I definitely agree. He is 6'8", by the way, for those of you wondering in terms of the size. He is also one of the bigger weight-wise, if you know what I mean, on the floor as well. But basically, as well, 11 minutes to go as there's an air foul on the floor. The Titans will keep possession here, as right now, 11-point lead right now for London. As we start things off here again with this possession. Harris kicks it out to Adam Wing. And there is Benyon Sheriff. Again, Harris. Harris trying to get by Royce White. picked loose by Ryan Anderson, but he keeps it. Ricky Tarrant inside, and it's a foul. This time it is on White. And I think it's also for 2 free throws there, as yes, Ricky Tarrant will go to the line to shoot 2 here. Already 2 fouls apiece here in this fourth quarter. And here we go with the free throws, as he'll make the first of 2 free throws to bring it down to just a 10-point game. As, of course, it's just the preseason, but basically, if you're the Titans right now, whether you're GM Stu Julius or your coach Serge Lingus down on the sideline, what is going through your head right now with what you're seeing? It's a 9-point difference, yes, with an expansion team, but what would be going through your head coming into just about a week to go for the season?
Well, I think based on the first 3 quarters, they have to be pretty happy with how they performed. Again, they're starting this game with a handicap in that the Lightning have a bunch of set plays and things that they know that work. I think Julian Boyd got away with an out of bounds. But the Titans are trying to figure all that stuff out, and that's something that's going to come with time.
Yeah, speaking of Boyd, he missed the layup there. He definitely looked like he was also out of bounds on that inbound, as Tarrant rushes down the floor immediately. And it's another foul, and the Titans draw another 3rd foul of this fourth quarter to shoot 2 once again. Tarrant to the line for the 2nd time already in this quarter. So it looks like they've made some adjustments, trying to, definitely try and get that contact to get those fouls. And as you mentioned with the White foul, a lot of times it's to get contact, not to make the shot. Well, sometimes trying to get to that line, get players in foul trouble. Oh, how do you feel about these fouls so far, as he makes the 2nd free throw there to bring it down to 7?
Well, it's a good job by Tarrant just getting to the basket and drawing those calls. And really, as soon as, for example, we've been talking about Royce White's size pretty well the whole game. So by going inside and getting these bigs on London to get into foul trouble, you take them out of the game. And they have to watch from the bench while your team can go maybe unopposed, if you're lucky, on the inside, as we get a very, very friendly 3-pointer there from the KW Titans.
And Canty with the nice finger bounce right there.
Pardon me.
Lucky bounce there for the 3, as that is out of bounds, and London will get the ball right away on that one. And it looks like there's some confusion on who will inbound the ball, as there might be a couple substitutions on the floor as well. Yes, it is going to be Hakeem Benyard-Sheriff out of the game. Into the game is Tramik Sutherland. Of course, the Sutherland brothers from Toronto in this one, as there's the 3 attempt missed by Canty. Ball rolls out to Williamson, and London will get a break there to get a nice chance to reset the play clock, or their playbook, I should say. But guess what? They blow it there. Steal their wing down the floor. Into the paint is Tarrant, and Tarrant will go to the line for a 3rd time in this quarter.
Again, Ricky Tarrant starting to take over a bit here. He has that pedigree, having been at Memphis, and he's just simply being aggressive. There's nothing tricky. There's nothing special about it. He's just going to the rim, drawing contact, and if he makes the basket, he makes the basket, but at least he's going for it. And in these starting to be the closing minutes of the game, that's got to be a promising sign for KW. And also Tarrant, very young. This is his first year as a professional player, so a very promising look for the youngster on the KW Titans.
He's already looking to be a pretty good impact player coming into his rookie professional season, as he makes both free throws. An 8-point game here as the London Lightning are up 93-85, and there's a nice layup inside the paint by Frederick Edmond. Going up and in traffic, and Tarrant immediately rushes down the floor. He can't get the foul this time, but Harris gets the rebound, and he'll get the foul. So it is now, 5 or 6 fouls at this point? 5 fouls, it looks like, for London in this quarter alone. So they are in major foul trouble already 3 minutes into the quarter. And here we go. Jameel Harris, the Cleveland, Ohio native, will make the first free throw here. As, of course, once again, played professionally in the Norwegian League. He played collegiately for Eastern Michigan. As the 6'4" guard will miss the second shot. And that is a decently big free throw miss. as the Titans are down by 9. Into the paint goes Cadogan, and over the defenders, puts it in.
Excellent play there from Junior Cadogan. Of course, he's got some big-time college experience at Marquette and showing a little bit of that flash there.
That's for sure. Lots of flash, lots of intensity and effort there. As Tarrant tries to go around the picks, there's the three by A.J. Davis, and it's over. Too much power on that three ball. And here comes Junior Cadogan with the pass inside to Edmond. What a great pass there from Junior Cadogan.
Titans a little sleepy on defense getting back there, opened up that possibility for the London Lightning, and Frederick Edmond able to convert.
And now here we go as Harris will set things up going inside the paint. Defender falls over for Tarrant, and he'll make it inside the paint. And just a reminder, he had 6 points in that first half. Well, we don't have his third quarter totals, unfortunately, but he has already surpassed that in just the fourth quarter alone. As there is Boyd laying it up and in, as it's 101-88 for the London Lightning right now. And Tarrant brings it inside to Harris. He can't catch the lob. And here we go. Edmond with the chaos coming down the floor once again. And there's the three by Cadogan. Misses. Rebound by Williamson, and it's an and one.
Great play there, Garrett Williamson. Just staying down in the post. It's not a place he often spends a ton of time, but he is able to jump out of the gym, and that time his jumping helps him grab that rebound. And again, just go straight back up with it. You don't need to do anything fancy. He got it and went right back up with it. And you don't give the defender time to adjust. He has to take a foul. And Garrett Williamson, lethal from the free throw line. He's actually second in NBL history for most free throws in a single game with 22. Second, of course, only to another London Lightning player in Eddie Smith, but that was a while ago. Williamson able to convert there.
Of course, he's also a one-time Canadian Player of the Year back in 2013-14. As Coleman will start off things, tries to get by Boyd, kicks it out instead to Tarrant. Calling for the pick from Cavell Johnson, going for the pick and roll, can't get it to Johnson, goes to Coleman instead, and Coleman goes in the paint, misses. Johnson can't put in the putback, and London will bring up the tempo here as Williamson stops in the crowd as Cadogan will reset the play here for London.
Smart of them to take the ball back out and reset. Good play by Williamson.
That was a lot of traffic inside on that one, as there's the jump fade away and misses, rebounded by Blazek, and he will go down once again. He'll reset things once again. Still 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Preseason action going on here between the Titans and Lightning. As Coleman misses the layup inside to Blazek as he gets the rebound and puts it in. Nice awareness there on that play, that's for sure, from the veteran. As Cadogan kicks it to Edmond. Kicks it now to Griswold. Guarded by Johnson, gives it back to Cadogan. It looks like they're trying to get a double team inside a bit. As Johnson gets the tough rebound, Cadogan almost got it there as well. As Tarrant rushes immediately down the floor for two. Looks like he wanted a foul there for a second, and the timeout is already called by Coach Julius.
Find it funny Ricky Tarrant wanted the foul there, considering he's drawn just about every foul the London Lightning have committed in this quarter. So some excellent work from the point guard for the KW Titans.
Yes, he has been to the free throw line. I believe it's already been 4 times. The 5th time, I believe, was somebody else. I think it was A.J. Davis, if I'm remembering correctly. It's 104-92 right now for London, as this has been a great preseason game. The fans are getting electric here at Budweiser Gardens. The snow stopped outside, but the storm and energy is continuing inside this wonderful venue here. That's for sure.
Well, I know it's not the type of crowd London's used to seeing, but again, this wasn't a heavily promoted game. People just got their season tickets starting a couple days ago, so it's a pretty good showing considering those and the weather conditions outside. So you gotta like what you're seeing from the London fans. Again, one of the more rabid fan bases here in the NBLC. Currently, I think if you look at the record, I believe it's the top 10 attendance records in NBL Canada. I think 9 of them are Budweiser Gardens. So that shows you just kind of the support this team has here.
Yeah, this team, if I remember correctly as well, has averaged a lot of times 5,000, 6,000 people per game. So this, once the regular season starts on Boxing Day, will be a packed venue. And already the about 1,000 or so fans in here are bringing that energy still here. As we just about finish off this timeout here, both sides, we'll see what they can do adjustment-wise on both sides of the floor here. As Royce White will be on the floor here, as well as Frederick Edmond, as well as Junior Cadogan still in the game, as well as Marvin Singleton, as well as still Garrett Williamson for London. For the Titans, it is still Johnson, it is still AJ Davis, it is still Blazek, it is still as well Orlando Coleman, and it's still Tarrant. So the lineups are mostly the same coming out of this timeout with 6:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. As White immediately kicks it to Singleton, and it's a turnover by Singleton. As Blazek will go down the floor here. Slows things down as he gets it to Davis, gets White to jump, and he drives in and gets the hoop and the harm.
And here you see the KW Titans bringing this pace to a crawl, giving the London Lightning some trouble. They're starting to come back just ever so slightly. There's still plenty of time to do it. 6 minutes left in the game. And AJ Davis, as he's been doing all game, aggressive, gets to the rim. And again, he's got that little bit of extra swagger because he wants to make the London Lightning pay for cutting him. And he'll be able to convert on the free throw.
And he does a little bit of payback there, completing the three-point play to bring it to a single-digit lead here with 5:54 to go. As Williamson kicks it to Edmond, almost loses the ball there, but now is in double traffic. Misses the layup just barely. A Singleton gets rejected by Johnson. And here comes Tarrant down the floor. Ricky Tarrant stops, pops, no one's even reacting, and it's off the front rim as White will bring it down the floor for London. And immediately challenge Johnson looking for payback, and he's going to the line to shoot two. Just the fourth foul for the Titans here in this fourth quarter already.
Well, speaking of guys who've been able to get to the line, Royce White's done a good job of crashing and banging down the post and getting himself to the line as well. And yet again, that's another problem that his size creates. And because he's got a little bit of skill with the ball in his hands, he's able to make sure what could have been a steal for some big men turns into a foul whenever someone's trying to defend him. So Royce White, again, just showing that little bit of almost that half-second extra that he's moving at. And that's part of what got him the pedigree that he has, being a former NBA draft pick.
And he hit the back end of the two free throws, going 1 for 2 at the line. And just like that, the Titans seem to already be right back at the line. This time it's Orlando Coleman. And Coleman, of course, a career average 7 points per game, 5 rebounds per game. Played collegiately, the 6'5" player at Texas Southern. As he'll have 2 free throws here with 5:21 to go here in this fourth quarter. And he'll miss the first, but he'll still have a shot here on the second one to bring it back to single digits. As a lot of fouls for London. Like, is this a concern, in your opinion, for London coming into the regular season once they start off on Boxing Day against the Niagara River Lions?
It's a bit of a concern because you're letting a KW team that you've been handling pretty well all third quarter slowly claw their way back. It hasn't been disastrous yet, but you don't want to be going with 5 minutes left and you're already over the limit. That gives a lot of time because now every single foul is going to send them to the line. So you got to play extra disciplined over this last 5 minutes.
And Tarrant misses the jump shot meanwhile, as down the floor comes Edmond. Davis tries to play some hard defense as the pick is set there inside by Singleton. Kicks it back out to Williamson. And Williamson will slow things down to 8 on the shot clock. Goes back into Edmond on the backdoor pass, and he will miss, and Blazek will run down the floor for the Titans. Stops, gives it to Tarrant, kicks it out to Orlando Coleman. He'll try and get by Williamson. Can't. Kicks it back out to Gavel Johnson. And Tarrant gets the pick set by Johnson. Goes around and gets another foul, and that is now 8 fouls in the quarter for the Lightning.
Yep, that's got to be a problem. Again, it's preseason. You're not terribly concerned, but as I mentioned, you're over the limit. Every foul is going to send them to the line. And there's, again, tons of time for the Titans to come back here. So, again, I don't see this being a problem for the regular season. They played 3 disciplined quarters. It's only really been the 4th that the problems arose. But I think in a regular season game, if you had this problem come up in the 4th quarter, there'd be a lot of problems.
And just like that, meanwhile, Tarrant will make both free throws to bring to a 7-point game, and he is out of the game. He'll have a little bit of a rest here with 4 minutes to go.
That's clearly a case where they know Tarrant's been feeling it in this quarter. They're going to give him a rest so they have him for the last 3 minutes.
And Sutherland is back in the game, meanwhile, for the Titans, as Royce White will make the layup inside the paint.
Just so smooth and under control going to the rim there. Great play by White.
And now the Titans will try and start offense here, as Criswell trying to keep on in front of Davis, and Davis gets around him for 2. And just like that, some quick points back and forth. Still a 7-point game, but it is becoming a little bit back and forth. White for 3, misses off the front rim. And Blazek will rush down the floor here. Guarded hard by Williamson, and the defense decided to disappear there for a second as he makes the 2, brings it to 5.
Blazek recognized the mismatch there and was able to just cut right around Williamson. Good job by Blazek, again, veteran, able to recognize that mismatch and take advantage.
And Criswell loses the ball on the fadeaway as Orlando Coleman will try and drive in, gets a foul, and they are going to the line again. Foul number 9. And of course, the Titans are in the bonus here, as they will have a shot to bring it to a 1-possession game on these 2 free throws. Probably the biggest ones of the game with 3:15 to go. And some substitutions on the floor as well. Edmond and Williamson will come out. Frasian as well as Canty will come in to end off. It looks like the final 3 minutes here, pending any other substitutions. As he makes the first here, Coleman. And Coleman will set things up here and makes it, and we're going immediately into a timeout here. And the Titans will call a timeout to rally the troops as they are down just 1 possession here, 107 to 104. How do you feel about this game how this game is going here in the final minutes here, coming into it?
It's gone pretty well to plan other than the foul situation here. Again, this is kind of a good thing that it's close here. I know the London Lightning would love to pull away, but now they get to run some of those plays and see what they can do when they get to the end of the game, what kind of plays they can run, and get that sense for a tight game, get into those pressure situations before they actually have to get into a game and do that same thing.
And there's a lot of pressure, of course. The Titans trying to come back here with 3 minutes to go. London trying to not lose this lead. Basically some pretty decent pressure here, despite this being a preseason game. Basically the final tune-up for both of these teams.
Yeah, and it's going to be hard for London to keep Kitchener off their heels just because of that foul situation. So you either have to, if you foul, you send them to the line, and if you don't foul, you might be just giving them an easy bucket. So it's going to be difficult for London to be able to play solid defense while staying disciplined, knowing that, even just a slight, you might not even make a mistake, but the ref might see something that he thinks is a mistake and call it. So any sort of misinterpretation, even any sort of misplay, even if you just lose a half step, could result in 2 points rather easily.
And we're back to play here with 3:13 to go here in the fourth quarter. And I apologize for the little missing there. There's still in our preseason game, of course, as the Lightning will go down to Windsor to take on the Express at the Syncor College Sportsplex on Wednesday. As now Canty will try and get his defender to jump with 4 on the shot clock. Down to 3. Guarded hard by Blazek. He'll try and shoot it and misses as Johnson tips it out of bounds on the rebound. And it will be still London ball as Blazek will try and rally the troops after that missed opportunity to get the rebound there on the miss.
Did everything right except giving the Lightning a fresh 24. KW's had a couple of situations like that. They're going to want to tighten that up before the year starts.
And Canty almost loses the ball on the inbound there as White is double teamed by Blazek and Johnson. White drives in, misses, rebounded, and here comes Blazek down the floor. And Blazek will slow things down again, zooms right by Cadogan, and makes it a one-point game here with 2:27 to go. And Cadogan will set up the play here. The Titans looking to try and make a stop here. London trying to keep their lead up to at least 3 points here. As Cadogan Guarded by Coleman, kicks it out to Canty. Blazik gets hit hard by a pick by Royce White. And now will be a miss and a rebound there by Davis. On the brick wall of a pick there by White. And there is Davis pull up three, and what was he thinking there? That is
Awful shot selection.
completely rushed shot there as he misses. As Criswell loses the ball, but it's kept by Joel Frazian. White kicks it to Canty. Inside 2 minutes to go here as we're down to 8 on the shot clock. Mismatch. Kicks it inside of Criswell. And Criswell, undefended, makes the layup. Makes it a 3-point game with 1:30 to go here at Budweiser Gardens. And now Blazik will set things up, going down low to Johnson immediately. Johnson going back to Blazik, kicks it out to Coleman. Coleman for three. Misses, and it's going to be rebounded by Cadogan. And the Canadian will slow things down. 1:11 to go here for the Lightning as they're up by 3. Canty goes right by, down to just 10 on the shot clock. And he'll pull up the jump shot, and he still had some time there to waste there. Pretty bad selection there as it rolls out. Has now 52 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. The Titans will try and do something here as Johnson posting up on Criswell. Kicks it out to Coleman. Guarded by White. Mismatch as he goes and tries to get the contact, and it's an N1. And he'll have a chance to complete a 3-point play and tie things up at 109 with 39 seconds to go.
Orlando Coleman has just been great this game. Of course, he had 17 points in the first half alone, and he's come into the second half. We haven't seen as much of him. And he'll go here, though, with the clutch 2-and-1 play, and he's shooting one right now.
And, of course, Coleman was the leading scorer of the first half, 17 points, as Johnson tries to calm him down a little bit here. As substitutions on the floor as Williamson's back in. And that looks to be the main adjustment on the floor. Williamson back in for the London Lightning. The crowd gets loud as he makes the 3-point play, tied at 109 with 38 seconds to go. Cadogan setting things up, gives it to Canty. Picks up by Criswell. Criswell calling for it as Canty goes for the hook shot inside, misses. And Criswell tries to tip for the rebound and misses as Canty falls into the photographer row. 27 seconds to go here. Fans are on their feet. 3-second difference between shot clock and game clock as they stand up. Blazik will set things up, guarded by Cadogan. Canty, pardon me. 13 seconds to go, down to 10 on the shot clock. Blazik driving, misses. Craziness down below, trying to get the rebound. 4 seconds to go. Canty, fade away, misses. And we're going to overtime here in this preseason matchup, just like that. Holy cow, we're tied at 109. And we are going to go to overtime here at Budweiser Gardens. How about that finish?
Well, that's not something you expect to see in preseason as an extra frame here, but wow, that finish was a little bit hectic. I don't think anyone loved exactly what happened with those last 24 seconds. It was a nice play by the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans. They brought the wheel route, pardon me, and Adam Blazik just cut to the rim. They basically just used, I think it was Coleman who ran the screen as a diversion, and Blazik just had a wide open run to the rim. Unfortunately, unable to make that tough shot, and well, we all saw the craziness after. I think Kareem Canty had a bit more time than he thought he did to get that shot off. Probably could have set himself up a little better.
I feel the same way. He had an open floor. He could have probably given himself an extra second to prepare for that shot.
Or even just take an extra step in. You only need one bucket.
Exactly. Because I believe the shot was attempted with about 2.5 seconds to go. So he still had, in my opinion, a little bit of time to set up. But once again, it is tied at 109 here at Budweiser Gardens in what has been a thrilling game here to end things off. London was up at one point by 11 in this fourth quarter, and the Titans were able to fight their way back to make this a close game here in this preseason matchup. 8 days left, too, before the start of the regular season for the National Basketball League of Canada. Commissioner David Magley, of course, as well, is still on that sideline here at Budweiser Gardens, entering his second season as commissioner for NBL Canada. But we are all set to go to set things up for overtime. 5 minutes of overtime play, and the fans get some free play here. As Tremere Sutherland, will bring in the inbound, gives it to Blazik. And Adam Blazik will set things up here for Kitchener-Waterloo. And there's Cavell Johnson trying to go for the pick and roll, doesn't work. Orlando Coleman, outside, guarded by Joel Frazier. Kicks it out to Johnson. Johnson, air ball, and that was a little bit of a not great selection there. As now, Canty will set things up for London. Canty picks set inside, and now going around and around goes Junior Cadogan. Cadogan, leaner inside, misses, rebounded by Blazik. And down the floor come the Titans quickly. Orlando Coleman trying to go by, kicks it out, and there's Sutherland kicking it out to Blazik. Inside again to Sutherland, and he gets it in right around Joel Frazier and is able to just make it there.
Excellent ball movement by the KW Titans. I think that's going to be the clip that they use to show exactly what they want to be doing on offense. Great work.
And definitely great work there as Garrett Williamson will miss the shot, gets his own miss. And Kareem Canty misses us. That's going to be left of the rim. And the fans can't believe that miss. It was wide open by a country mile as Adam Blazik slows things down here as they are up by 2 of the Titans, 111-109. And he almost loses it. The ball rolls around and there's a whistle, and it looks like it's out of bounds off Blazik. And it's going to be London Lightning basketball. And the fans will get loud and mighty here as we're down to 3:32 to go here in overtime. Williamson, leaner, he'll make the shot to tie it up at 111.
Garrett Williamson, again, just a veteran. He's been with this team. He was on this team last year. He knows the playbook off by heart by now. And again, very nice play by Williamson.
And Sutherland gets the pick there by Johnson, kicks it outside of Coleman, and we got a whistle inside. And it looks like it is a charge. It's a charge. Tremere Sutherland with 4 fouls now in this one. He is getting in a little tiny bit of foul trouble here in overtime. Of course, he had to come out early at one point due to 2 quick fouls earlier in this game. And as they wipe up the perspiration on that floor, we'll remind you once again to stick around as we'll have the Knoxstrom postgame show with Aaron Sanders and myself. And once again, it is Justin Prince alongside Chris Croucher as we are 3 minutes to go here in overtime. And there is Frederick Edmond, trying to get some picks set. Williamson will get the ball. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Tries to get by Sutherland. Makes the layup, and the fans will scream and shout as the London Lightning take a 2-point lead in overtime. Blazik trying to rush down. Pick set by Johnson. Kicks it outside to Sutherland. For 3. Misses. And it's going to be off the back of the backboard there. A missed opportunity wide open on what looked like a pretty good play there for the Titans. 2:39 to go as now Junior Cadogan will bring it down the floor. Tries to spin by Coleman. Pick set by Williamson as the switch comes. Sutherland now on him. Williamson at the top of the key. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Frazier tries to get a pick from Griswold. And inside the paint goes Williamson and 1. And a great play there from the veteran. Garrett Williamson has a chance to make it a 5-point London Lightning lead with just over 2 minutes to go.
And again, Garrett Williamson just taking over this overtime period here. Excellent job just getting to the rim and will not be denied. I think this is a time where it was preseason. He was letting guys kind of figure out their roles, letting them take over, and then he said, enough, guys. This shouldn't have gone to overtime. I'm going to bail us out here, and that's exactly what Garrett Williamson's been doing.
He's definitely been a big part of their offense here in overtime for London. As he missed the free throw, though, it's still a 4-point game. As now, going inside to Cavell Johnson. Johnson posting up here. Good by Griswold, and it looks like there is a whistle, and it's a foul.
I believe they're going to say there was a push by the defender. Tried to force the KW player out of bounds.
And it looks like that will put them in the bonus. 7 fouls now for London, as it will be Johnson to the line to shoot 2. The veteran, of course, big-time player in this league, career leader in blocks for NBLC, third-team All-Star in 2014-15, second team in 2013-14, and was a one-time Defensive Player of the Year, but he'll miss the first free throw. So a big miss with less than 2 minutes to go. And he'll make the second to bring it to a one-possession game, 1:15 to 1:12 to go. London immediately rushing down the floor with Cadogan. He misses, but they get their own miss. Griswold gives it back to Cadogan. And they have some time to reset the play. Sutherland pokes it loose. And Cadogan will keep possession of the ball. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Tries to get by Davison. He'll do it.
I don't think Cadogan was even expecting to make that one himself. What a play by Junior Cadogan. And that'll give the Lightning here a nice 5-point lead. 1 minute 36 to go. Blazik with the ball. Or hold on.
What is going on here? Was there a timeout? It looks like we have a bit of a delay here for a second. It looks like there's some argument between some of the coaches, and it looks like they're going to call for an inbound here to reset the play here with Adam Blazik. Blazik will give it here to A.J. Davis. 1 minute 34 to go as Blazik will set up the play. They need to make a basket here if they want to try and keep within this. He trips. It's a turnover, and Williamson down the floor. Alley-oop, and he throws it out of bounds into the second row.
Well, Garrett immediately covered his mouth because he knew how not great that pass was there. But I'm sorry, but Blazik, when he made that pass, he was on his back, he was on the floor, he just kind of threw it away. That's not a great play, but Williamson bails them out with, passing it to the third row.
And there is a very close play there. Cadogan almost got a big steal there, but he falls out of bounds, leaping for the ball, as the Titans will keep possession. And it's going to be Hachim Benyard Sheriff with the ball here. It looks like they're going to switch the inbounder actually here to A.J. Davis. And it looks like they might want to get Sutherland back into this game as soon as they can. He is along the sideline right now. I'm honestly not sure what's going on down here for a second.
There was just a wet spot on the floor. Sutherland's about to... I'm not sure what Sutherland's doing over there. I thought he was going to inbound, but that would make 6 players, so I'm not sure exactly what's going on.
Yeah, something's going on. There's 6 players on the floor right now for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans.
And again, the mop just taking some time to make sure it's extra clean over there, and there, and there.
And he tried, and the... And yes, once again, just so you know, there are 2 Sutherlands, the Sutherland brothers from Toronto, in case you're mixing those 2 up. As now Coleman gets the inbound, and here we go again. As now Coleman kicks out to Davis. Davis for 3. Misses. Tap out. Coleman for 3 again. Misses. And there is Johnson not being able to get the rebound. And they might have to get a foul here. As now Joel Frasian will give it low to Edmond. Misses. Put back. And that may be the dagger by Griswold. And there's a timeout there, I believe, as it's now a 7-point game with 48 seconds to go. So, what can the Titans do at this point now that they are down with less than a minute to go, down by 7? What can they try and do?
Gotta get a quick bucket here. It doesn't have to be a 3. It's important not to rush that. A lot of teams will get down by 7 or 6 and they'll think, okay, we gotta make a 3-pointer and then we'll work from there. Don't worry about the 3-pointer unless you actually need 3 points. Go down the floor, get a 2, get it quick, and see what you can do. I think you got to start fouling if you don't get that bucket. But if you do get that bucket, you still have some time. Lightning play clock, it's not going to be under 24. So it's going to be important for the KW Titans here. Stay composed, stay calm, but you do need to get that bucket quick. and see how things are going to work out when you get it.
And once again, here you can see I'm Justin Prince alongside me, Chris Croucher, as we have just a few seconds before the start of the possession once again. Of course, this has been a wild overtime period so far, that's for sure. London up by 7. But with the Titans, of course, as we go down to the floor once again, as the possession is just about to start off here in a second. And basically, the Titans have shown their ability to get that energy at times, but basically, can they do it with 40? I think it was 47.6, not 46.9. So there's a slight error, I think, with the clock, and I don't think they've noticed until just now. Yep, they have noticed the clock error there. It is 47.6, not 46.9.
Good catch.
As it was up there before. As Adam Blazek will inbound the ball from the side. Going down into Paul Cooper. There's the three-point attempt off the front rim. And there is Cadogan as he'll try and bring it down. And Joel Frazier tries to put the dagger with the slam, but they get the foul, luckily, just before the shot goes in.
I can't imagine KW is too happy about the shot there that they got. Beniad Sheriff, got it. Unable there to get the very long three. It wasn't very open. He was way behind the three-point line. So I don't really think it's a shot that they were looking for. And now that they've fouled Joel Friesen here, they're going to need some luck. I think you got to foul quick if you really want to, but I wouldn't be surprised if they don't go that route.
And they're up by 9, so with 36 seconds to go, we'll see what route they take. With this being a preseason game, and instead, Blazek will throw it out of bounds, trying to go for the lob. And this one is just about done at this point. 121 to 112 for the London Lightning, and what has been a great preseason matchup here at Budweiser Gardens. Cadogan kicks it out to Frazier. He'll put up one last shot and makes it to make it an 11-point lead. And the Titans will have one last possession here in overtime. And Orlando Coleman will instead just dribble it out. And we're just about done and all finished up. The London Lightning win the preseason matchup against the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, 123 to 112, in what has been a thrilling matchup at Budweiser Gardens.
And again, 123-112. Thank you for coming and watching on Knockstrom TV. My name is Chris Croucher. I've been joined by Justin Prince, who will be going up for the halftime show. Postgame show with Aaron Sanders.
We'll be right back.
Well, it took 53 minutes, but at the end of the day, it's the final score. Lightning 123, Titans 112, and it's time for the Knockstrom postgame. JP, I think I could speak for pretty much all the London faithful to say we're thankful for these new guys because we got a new breed that really came into the clutch.
A lot of different new players coming in were clutch, especially like veterans such as Williamson. He had a big impact down the stretch. A lot of good energy from London throughout the game, but that overtime, they seemed to just pull away in that final 2 minutes.
Yes, pull away indeed, but it was a shame that Royce White fouled out of the game, but he really made a big key contribution, especially inside, feeding the ball and putting it in when the chips were down.
He had a great return to professional basketball here. He had a lot of energy once again. I know I keep using the phrase energy, but he had that energy. He brought that intensity they needed. He charged towards Cavell Johnson, a one-time Defensive Player of the Year, and seemed to be a mismatch Johnson at times. He knew how to get to the basket. He showed his ability in the post and showed his ability to get rebounds. And once again, like I said earlier, he's going to be a big impact here in London.
You might have used energy a lot, but you know what? When you talk about the London Lightning, you have no choice but to use energy. The way they burst out, they put on the full court pressure at some times, but Kitchener-Waterloo really responded smoothly, especially Adam Blazek. They were the reasons why they went to overtime, but they weren't able to finish the extra frame with the W, but they went one-on-one in the exhibition. Adam Blazek really pulled it out. Key clutch player. What else can I say about that guy?
He had a big impact, veteran impact for this team, because without him, I don't think Kitchener-Waterloo would have got back in this game, because they were down at one point in this fourth quarter by 11 points, and then Blazek helped bring this team back in, helped compose them, and help keep them in the right mindset to stay in this game and come back. Because I don't think we would probably be out of this building already and out in the parking lot if it wasn't for Blazek tonight.
They were down 11, but ironically they lost by 11. But you know what? With Blazek and Tremar Sutherland, he came into the clutch too. Good defensive plays right then and there. And it just goes to show that the London Lightning and the KW Titans are somewhat equal to each other. Because I remember I heard Stu Julius, you talked to him earlier before the telecast began, that he said that they were equally teams and we might see them in the Central Division Finals.
Yes, both of these teams I think are going to be really good, of course. London's going to be really good. Kitchener-Waterloo is going to be very good as well. The main key thing, though, I think is they have to get the mismatches under control. The rebounding is a thing with the size. They have Johnson, they have Paul Cooper, but they have to get more rebounds if they want to keep the score down. That's for sure, or else they're going to end up in shooting bonanzas every single time they want to keep in games.
Oh, trust me, and we don't want any of those Western shootouts happening a lot. I mean, it's good to have close games, but for the KW Titans, their exhibition is their dress rehearsal, so this is why they're dealing with those mismatches now, and considering they got 8 days until they kick off their season. Same with the London Lightning, too, to measure out those kinks and make sure they become 110% on the floor, and especially at the odd.
And they definitely showed that 110% for most of this game. Yes, it got chaotic at times. Yes, there was a lot of fighting on the floor, but once again, that word energy is how London likes to play the game. Kyle Julius likes to keep the fast pace and keep it going. And Serge Langlis has to, at times, fight to try and get that pace better with this team, because at times it seemed they were completely blown by on defense and couldn't keep up on offense with that same pace.
And let's keep in mind, Serge Landis did coach the Moncton Miracles for a couple of years, a very underrated team, and as we look into the season, but now he has to deal with Southern Ontario team known as the New Kids on the Block, KW Titans. Player of the game tonight, I think Garrett Williamson for the London Lightning really came into the clutch. I would mention Royce White is the same too, once again, defensive and offensively, but Garrett Williamson really drove it into the hole when the chips were down. And for KW Titans, I already mentioned Adam Blazek. For that point guard, he is one of the triggermen for the Kitchener-Waterloo Titans, making sure they keep their shape, they keep their ship in shape.
The veteran presence, like I said before, with Williamson really helped tonight. He was able to score the ball. He was able to get N1s. In fact, a lot of players got N1s for London tonight. But he was one of those impact players who, in fact, helped London win this game in overtime. He scored 5 points in one stretch, including an N1 that gave London the momentum to come away with this W in overtime. And as Chris Crutcher said, he wanted to make up for help not being able to have the team keep that lead before the end of regulation, and he just did just that.
And one more thing, let's give credit to the man, Frederick Edmondson. He's a new guy in the NBLC, but really coming into the clutch as well. There's so many people that came in the clutch tonight. We can't just label it down to one, so we might as well give shout-outs to them. Frederick Edmondson for one, as well as everybody else, but now we look on to the road ahead. London Lightning, we won't see them again until Boxing Day, where they open their season at home against the Niagara River Lions once again. And we mentioned at halftime, those two look evenly matched, but now the KW Titans look like they're playing the game Niagara did. Very aggressive, patient on the defense, but now you look at it, you got 8 days to recover, look at film, and go back to square one in game one.
Yes, I this is going to be a very tough Central Division once the season starts off. Like, all these teams, Niagara, London, Windsor, Orangeville, Kitchener-Waterloo, of course, they are all seeming going to be fighting hard to make the playoffs. Not every team makes it this year. It's 8 teams making the playoffs with 10 teams in the league. So one of those teams in the division, despite this being very high talent for every single team in this league right now, in this division at the very least, this could be a dogfight to see who will win the division and make the division finals.
And it's all important that those 8 teams who make the playoffs have the tools to do it. We go to 8 teams and we go to 4 and then we go to 2 representing Atlantic and Central to win the coveted NBLC Championship Trophy, emblematic of championship play. But let's not get too far in the picture already. We are just at exhibition mode, and come next week, Season 6 of the National Basketball League of Canada. Plead the 6th. The pursuit is here, and I cannot wait to do it. And JP, thank you, and it's good to see you back, my man.
It's good to be back as well after what has been a roller coaster of a year, honestly. But this has definitely been a great night tonight to come back here in London. Great venue, actually. It's actually my first time here at Budweiser Gardens, but it's definitely a great venue, that's for sure, and I can't wait for the season. Definitely going to be the best NBLC season, in my opinion, yet so far.
And what a great way to end your first time, your great experience in an overtime win as the London Lightning did, 123-112. Knockstrom.tv will be your sole broadcast provider for the Windsor Express and London Lightning. Incidentally, we'll be back Wednesday night at the St. Clair College Sportsplex, where the London Lightning will play against the Windsor Express, 7 p.m. tip. And for the Lightning, they open up their season at home next Monday, the 26th, against the Niagara River Lions. We hope we have the pleasure of your company, as always, to tune in right here. That's it for us. 123-112, the Lightning overhold the KW Titans in overtime. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching, and we'll see you in about 72 hours, 3 days. Take your pick. This has been a presentation of Knockstrom Digital Media, producing the media excellence in Southern Ontario. Until Wednesday, for JP, Justin Prince, this be Aaron Sanders saying so long from the Forest City.